Ma'am Viv, can you hear me? Because the other day I was trying to do a live video, but then my voice wasn't coming through. But can you hear me? Hi, Ma'am Viv, can you hear me? So I don't know how many people are going to join me on this live because I think have answered most of the commonly asked questions through my blog. But, just in case, because I also miss doing live. I haven't had any live for more than a month now. Thank you for joining me, Ma'am Viv. Do you have a question? So let's see if you have some more who's going to join us and then ask questions so we can have a productive day. So the announcement of today's holiday came in late last night. Everyone was kind of shocked, but it's a good surprise. But if you have some things planned already for Friday and then suddenly this news about holiday, so it may be annoying for some. But I think generally this is a welcome surprise for us to have suddenly a holiday. Ma'am, taga saan kayo, ma'am? Ano po tinuturo nyo? 4th grade, mga cute pa yan, cute. Laguna, Tagalog. Tagalog dyan, ma'am, diba? Sa ano ka ba? Ano ba yung sa Laguna? Laging maraming mga hot springs, mga resort. Pansol ba yan? Basta sa Laguna maraming resort. Ikaw, Ma'am Viv, wala ka bang tanong? Natambay lang ako dito siguro. Basta until 3. Pero mga 2:30 pag wala pa, close ko na. Busy ang mga tao. Or naghahabol ng tulog. Yung mga field trip ko before, marami na rin ako napuntahan dyan sa Laguna. Pero parang pinakagusto ko yung may mga nagka-carve. Letter P din yun eh. Tapos meron silang, parang kilala sila sa mga exotic na dishes sa restaurant. Yung may snake, tapos alam ko may monkey pa nga, at saka ano ba yun? Bayawak. Saan nga ba yun? Parang letter P din yun eh. Basta yung may mga nag-uukit-ukit na mga nag-field trip kami before nung nagtuturo pa ako sa St. Paul. Thank you, Mama, for joining me. Mukhang isa ka lang today. Late din naman ako nag-announce. Kasi naisip ko lang kagabi na mag-live din. Since walang pasok. Peak season. So, usually, mga halimbawa, I think mga bandang March. Ito na, start na yan. March through April. So, pag mga bandang May, na sila, dun sila parang maghahabol. Kasi para may enough time na makasend ng teacher doon. Kasi matagal din mag-process eh. Lalo na yung visa. Actually, yung visa yung pinakamatagal. Mahirap mag-appointment. Ayun, Paete, tama. Paete, Laguna. So, because there's so many teachers who are already applying, I noticed they start, qualifying teachers even before the end of the year. I have been seeing in groups, they're saying that they have been qualified around December, last year, but some of them were still not, interviewed yet. So, because, there's so many applicants nowadays because a lot of people already know about the J1 visa. Pero, marami din kasing visa sponsor na hindi pa kilala. So, parang the teachers are flocking, into the popular visa sponsors like API, TPG, FACES. But there's so many J1 visa sponsors. Kaya, syempre, if you go to API, mas marami ka ng competition, ganyan. Pero, sa ngayon, if there are teachers who were not interviewed yet, it's fine. It's still early, I would say. Kasi, February pa lang. Like in my case, I had an interview July na. But because if you are qualified, if you had good qualifications, because right now, because a lot of teachers are applying, sometimes hindi lang, enough na qualified ka sa minimum na requirements, diba? Syempre, you want to have more leverage. May mga ibang countries sila na hindi sila nag-accept ng applicants. Siguro dahil sa mga visa requirements. So, pero at least sa Philippines, okay sila. Tsaka API, siya yung madami siyang hawak na states. Tapos, and they're continuously growing. They're adding more districts to their pool of employers. Kasi sa isang state, ang dami-daming district. Tapos, so, sa ngayon, hindi pa naman lahat ng district. naglalagay yung API. But they have more districts now, I noticed, because I have been talking to teachers who were assigned in districts na hindi naman dati connected sa API. So, yep. So, for teachers, I think the competition is getting higher. So, if you can have, you know, higher qualifications, not just the minimum, it'll give you more leverage, like more teaching experience, you know, completing your master's degree, then parang mas may edge ka na compared to the others. So they're getting lots of Filipinos kasi yung Filipinos naman, they have good records, maganda na yung performance, ganyan. So it is understandable also na yung mga visa sponsors like API, they're really picking, you know, the best so that their employers will keep on getting teachers from them because they are profiting from every teacher they're sending. So per teacher yan may halaga. For instance, I know $18,000 US ang fee. So, yep. So that's how much the district is paying per teacher. That's the cost of the program, by the way. Around $18,000 US. And if you go to visa sponsors like EPI, you're not paying that yourself. The ones paying for the program fee is the employer, the district. So I'm sure may profit na doon, parang pinapatungan na yon, di ba? Kasi that's why they can afford to get teachers, to have even their airfare covered, pati yung stay sa hotel. But EPI, in order to help their teachers succeed, they always have seminars to help the teachers cope. So, I'm sorry, when you're already there, they really don't stop helping the teachers. So, they have weekly, may mga seminars sila na ginagawa. For instance, on classroom management. They have seminars about new technologies the teachers can use. So, yeah. Magto 2:30 na, ma'am. If you feel free to leave. Kung wala na po kayong tanong. Hi, Ma'am Jackie. Welcome. Ma'am Vid, dalawa na kayo. Hi, Ma'am Jackie. Thank you for joining me. Do you have questions for me? So I just recently received a message through chat asking about what the weather is like in Florida. It gets really cold there, but it doesn't snow. So if there's a place in the States na medyo close sa weather ng US, Florida is that one. But what I love about Florida is even if it's hot, you will not really sweat because it's dry there. Unlike here in the Philippines, that's super humid. So especially now, you know, summer is approaching and we haven't even experienced cold weather yet. So yeah, I love the weather in Florida, and because it really gets cold but it doesn't snow, you can still wear, you know, winter clothing, but not, you know, really the thick ones, but you will still be able to experience wearing those cute, you know, winter outfits because they're really necessary because it's really cold, especially when, you know, the weather gets a bit chilly starting autumn or fall in September, but it really gets cold around January and February, winter month na. So officially the winter starts around December, third week of December. Yeah. Ma'am Jackie, do you have questions? Kanina pa kami dito ni Ma'am Viv, kaming dalawa lang. Guess I had like, it was a short notice live today. So because the holiday for today was also short notice, so I decided, oh, maybe the teachers are not busy, I can do, you know, FB live. So I guess I was wrong. Maybe everyone's out somewhere vacationing, especially it's going to be a long holiday, like a long weekend. Yeah, that's really the attitude. Because the more videos you watch, the better understanding you have of the process. Unlike during our time, there are no information like that available. So I was lucky that I was still able to go. So now there are so many people doing contents about how to apply in the US. So I was just one of those people. I'm sure you have seen the others also doing the same content. So I decided to create the YouTube channel about teaching in the US because people have been asking me, same question. So I decided, maybe I should just do a video, and so that people can just watch them, rewatch them if needed. And it's also good to, someone who's been there, completed the entire program, to share the experience. So I'm glad that some teachers are watching and they're able to get the help or the ideas that they need. So Ma'am Jackie, you can probably, if you're really interested, you can start, your preparation this year. And I would say that your preparations should include, financial preparations, because it's better to go there not based on, incurring loans, because a lot of teachers who did not prepare to go to the US would end up, getting loans from people with high interest. So therefore, when they go to the US, probably the first year of the salary will just go to paying the loans or the debts. So you won't be able to really enjoy, your salary 100%. But, it's normal. As long as you don't go through the placement agencies, the loans that you will have will be minimal as compared if you used agencies. Kasi working there is not easy. You'll go through some mental health challenges because you're regretting going there because it's difficult. But then if you have lots of, loans, it will add to your mental stress. So if you can also include financial preparation, that would be better. Even if you go through direct hiring, for instance, so no agencies, there are still some expenses that you have to pay for, like yung mga documents mo, and of course the biggest one is the show money, although it's not really an expense per se because you're keeping it in your bank, but it's a huge amount that you have to keep in your bank. And so if you can start now saving for it, at least by the time they would ask for you to turn in your bank statement, you just need to add, just a little more amount to get to the 2,000 US dollars. Yes. Whenever I hear about teachers going through agencies, I feel, bad, but it's their decision. Kasi iba, I think, they're afraid that not going through agencies will, make their applications complicated, but it's really not. A lot of teachers really have gone through direct hire, like me and my batchmates and everyone, so many people, and you really don't have to spend that much. Savings na. And real talk, some teachers, because of how they're spending money, some teachers after the end of 5 years would not really be able to save a lot. So yung binabayad sa agency, savings na sana siya, or pang-invest, bili ka ng lupa, ng farm, ganyan. But because you have the agencies, bukod doon, if you hired an agency, you will still take care of your own bank statement, diba? Yung show money, hindi naman yan part ng ng placement fee. Extra pa yun. So loan ka na naman. And there were also, sad stories about teachers getting sick there. So it's really important to not go through agencies, so that at least you have your money is just for you, not to pay for, the agencies. Yung iba kasi impatient, tapos nagmamadali, ganyan. So, agency na lang, ganun din naman. Tapos, kunyari, may kabatch ka na umalis din, hindi nag-agency. O, yung kabatch mo na yun na umalis na hindi nag-agency, wala siyang babayaran. Kasi visa sponsor will take care of the program fee. But again, like I said, you still have to have money to spend for your visa application, airfare, kung kasama mo yung J2, show money. Either way po, pwede naman. The thing with, so, either maghanap ka muna ng visa sponsor or ng school. However, kapag school ka nag-start, maraming mga school na hindi naman familiar sa pag-hire ng foreign teachers. So, parang nag-interview na sila, interview, kukunin ka nila. Kaso, in the end, hindi pala sila visa sponsor. So, you still have to look for a visa sponsor. That is why, parang mas advantageous kung dun ka muna sa visa sponsor. Kasi yung visa sponsor, may program na yan sila. They already have connections with schools, with districts. So, kapag nakapasa ka sa visa sponsor, sila na yung maghahanap ng school mo. Pero alam ko may mga visa sponsor din na gusto muna nila na meron ka munang job offer. So, para sa mga visa sponsors na ganon, dun okay yung yung school muna. Kaya lang kasi, minsan, halimbawa, yung school mo naka-apply ka sa, for instance, let's say, nakahanap ka ng school sa Michigan, kunyari, Michigan. Tapos, hindi sila visa sponsor, diba? Tapos, first time nila mag-hire ng foreign teacher. So, ngayon, limited ka na, kailangan mo maghanap ng visa sponsor na ang jurisdiction ay Michigan. So, ganun. Kaya minsan mas maganda kung visa sponsor muna. Tapos pag napasa ka na sa kanila, marami naman silang hawak na states. Kasi for us naman, honestly, if you really want to go to the US, kasi I've been seeing questions in different groups, may mga nagtatanong, maganda po ba mag-apply sa, kunyari may sabihin silang state. Actually, hindi naman na yun yung question doon. Parang, ang objective mo lang talaga makapasa ka sa visa sponsor, isa sa mga schools doon. Tapos kahit saan na yon, alam mo yon, kasi feeling ko kahit naman saan ka ma-assign, mag-a-adjust ka pa rin naman eh. Basta importante, I think, okay ba yung yung job offer. Kasi pangit din naman na ang liit-liit ng sweldo. Alam mo yun, yung sa lahat ng challenges na harapin mo, tas alit lang naman ang sweldo, parang hindi na siya worth it. Kasi may nakilala ako na halimbawa, ang offer lang is nasa 30,000 something. Parang ang liit-liit nun. Mahirap siya pagkasyahin. Tapos may stress gano'n. Tapos gano'n din naman ang sweldo mo. Feeling ko ang acceptable na salary offer per year, dapat hindi siya bababa ng sa ngayon dapat hindi siya bababa ng 40 siguro okay na yung 43,000. Pag mababa doon, parang mahirap siya pagkasyahin. So, ma'am, kahit aling way, meron naman akong YouTube video kung paano maghanap ng employer, meaning ng school, at paano din maghanap ng visa sponsor. Yung may kabatch po ako, kindergarten yung hawak niya sa Florida. So, at nakapag-asawa siya sa US. Pero ngayon, bumalik na siya sa Indonesia. Sa Indonesia siya nakakuha ng J1 visa. So, dun siya nag-comply sa niya. Ayos yan, madami na 11 years. So, bawat state kasi iba-iba yung entry level na sweldo. So, actually sa Florida mababa pa yun eh. Medyo mababa siya compare sa iba. Pero may ways naman para may extra income, ganyan. Tsaka at least maganda sa Florida, maraming perks na wala sa ibang state. Kasi may mga friends ako na sa ibang states, wala sila nung mga meron kami sa Florida. So, okay na rin. Tsaka masaya naman sa Florida. Hindi siya nakaka-bore na state. Marami kang pwedeng pasyalan at pwedeng gawin. Yes, ma'am, sa API. Unfortunately, bagong rule lang nila yan. Kasi before, they're not really requiring master's degree na complete. But now they do. For English majors. For other majors, hindi naman. Pero I think for SPED, if you're not a SPED major on your when you were in college, they would prefer you to have master's degree for SPED. So sa English talaga ma'am kailangan sa API, but other visa sponsors hindi naman yan nila kailangan. Kaya lang syempre like I said earlier, because of the number of applicants that are applying nowadays, you want to have as much leverage as you can compared to others who are applying. Having just the minimum requirements or eligibility, it's okay, you can apply. But then, of course, if you will now be compared to other applicants who have higher, educational attainment, more relevant teaching experience. So, but of course, there's still this interview that you have to do. If your interview result is really impressive, they can probably, look beyond that eligibility part. But as for API, they really want master's degree for English. I don't know yung parang experience ganyan, yung meaning yung qualifications, so I couldn't tell. But syempre parang like in any other schools, of course, if you have more teaching experience, you have more chances of getting hired. If you have higher educational attainment, also that's better. Coupled with a stellar performance during the interview. So yeah, I think kaya nga for those who are, for instance, new in the profession but then they have a plan to work in the US or in other foreign countries eventually, they should really, start building their resume. And especially, enrolling in graduate school. Ayun, malapit ka na pala, Ma'am Pink. Diba 36 units? So I think you just need to get your, compre and do your thesis. So you're close. For some visa sponsors, that might already be good enough. But like I said, kasi kung maraming kakompetensya, lalo na ngayon, syempre, gusto mo talaga yung mas maganda kung natapos mo na siya. Yes, sir. You can always ask them. Americans prefer that, teachers who can advocate for themselves, teachers who can, have their voice. You can ask them. They will not mind. So, sir, you have been qualified already, I'm thinking, but then you still haven't had any of the, the principal interview? Sir, parang science major ka, sir, di ba? Or physics yata, di ba, sir? Tama ba? Sir. Sir Bagtas. Kasi kunyari, for instance, physics ako, I'm a physics major. Physics is not a required subject in the US. It's not required. So, kaya yung need for physics teachers, hindi kasing taas ng need for, biology. The same story with chemistry majors. But usually, kapag physics naman, you can teach math, you can teach other science classes, right? So, for instance, in my case, I was hired as a physics teacher, but when I get there, I was teaching mostly math. So, I was eventually just being transferred to the math department. But then, towards the last 3 years, in the district, there's been more push to give, more physics classes in the district so that more students will go into STEM, like the engineering courses. Kasi mga graduates ng Florida, hindi lahat physics dahil hindi siya required na subject. So, when they go to different states to study engineering, they would be surprised, how come you don't have any physics? That is why, towards my last 3 years there, finally nag-full load ako na physics. So, because for J1 visa teachers, your teaching license will just be called, your teaching certification will just indicate pre-K through 12. It doesn't even, state the major. So meaning you can be assigned to teach from pre-K through 12. Even if you're applying as a secondary teacher, when you get there, you can be, assigned to teach in middle school, but in your visa, kailangan mag-appear talaga physics teacher or, math teacher. Tapos pagdating doon, pwedeng kung ano-ano ibigay nila sa'yo. But dapat hindi ganon. So yung ma'am, MAED, educational management, for some states, they don't really count graduate degrees that are not related to your teaching position there. For instance, in my case, I have master's degree in maritime education. I graduated, but then they did not even, they even told me not to turn that in for credential evaluation. Kasi hindi naman siya related. But in other states, they would count. So yeah, really, it depends on which state. But most states would not consider mga degrees na hindi aligned dun sa tinuturo mo. Kailangan aligned siya. Pero again, may ibang states nagka-count. Kahit nga hindi ka pa tapos, may kina-count na. Kumbaga may credit na. So, really depende. Sir, basta math and physics lang ang naging ko doon, subject. Pero I had a batchmate. He's also a physics major. So he was applying to be a secondary teacher, but then, he was assigned to teach in middle school science. So it's a general science he was teaching there in middle school. And Ma'am Pink, sayang din naman, thesis na lang. Kasi if you finish your graduate studies, as in completed it, got your degree, diploma, and all, you have higher salary, and of course, it will increase your eligibility. For instance, kung target mo EPI, kung hindi ka matapos ng masters mo, hindi ka na nila i-entertain kung English. So, ewan ko, unfortunately, they just recently changed that. If you're an English major, you have to have your master's degree. Maybe because English is not your first language. And then you'll be teaching the Americans. Places in Florida. Yeah, every state has their, high crime rate cities. For instance, in Florida, it will be in Pine Hills. Pero sir, you can, even if the school is, located in that area, as long as you don't live there in that area, you'll be fine. That is why during our time, so we were given like, hey, look for an apartment on this side of the city. Kasi itong side ng city na to medyo high ang crime rate. Pero it's not like in the Philippines doon na biglang sasaksakin ka. Hindi naman ganun doon. Parang, honestly, mas magulo pa rin sa Pilipinas. Yung chances na, masaksaka or pagtripan, walang sinabi. Kaya if you survived in the Philippines, you'll be fine there. Kaya lang as foreigners kasi, we only get information from news. Of course, ano ba yung mga nalalagay sa news? Diba yung mga ganun-ganun lang. Pero, hindi naman siya ganun kalala. Kagaya ng like nakikita natin sa news. Kahit kayong school ko, nasa heart yun mismo ng Orlando. Kumbaga yun yung Manila area. Alam mo yan, yung Quiapo, Recto, ganyan. Pero hindi naman siya. In my stay there, wala naman akong na-experience na ako. Like, so, it's the basic principle. Do not go to sketchy areas. Do not deal with people who are sketchy. Diba? And you'll be fine. Stay away from areas that are dangerous. Do not go out late at night. So, you'll be, tsaka yung police visibility doon, okay naman eh. Opo, Ma'am Pink. Sayang, thesis na lang eh. So, kagaya ko, yung physics ko na masters, hindi ko natapos. Exam na lang ako nun at thesis. So, hindi siya na-count. Samantalang ang lapit na, 'di ba? So, sayang. Kaya ngayon, I'm taking another master's degree sa science na hindi na physics kasi ang hirap makahanap ng mga ng physics major na master's. Transportation, you have having your own car is really necessary. Although in Florida, there's links yun yung bus, public bus. Pero yan, hindi siya convenient kasi matagal yung biyahe. Kasi yung mga bus, syempre dadaan sa kung saan-saan. So, instead na sana kung may kotse ka, dapat sana 15 minutes lang biyahe mo, pwedeng 1 hour. Especially if you need to transfer from one bus to another. But, the public transportation there, yung bus, may ano naman sila talaga. They're following the time. Oh, so, eto talaga schedule ng bus dyan. Every gantong time, andyan na yan. So, dapat before yung time na nandun ka na, mahuli ka lang ng konti, maiwanan ka na ng bus. And, ano yun eh, $2 minimum fare. $2. So, of course, there's also Uber and Uber and Lyft. But they're very expensive. So, parang mabuti pa kumuha ka ng kotse mo. Yeah. If you live nearby, if you're able to get an apartment that's close to your house, yeah, that's a good option. Unfortunately, pag taglamig na, mahirap nakabike. Kasi yun naman issue dun eh. So, I had somebody ask me in my channel, can I like use motorbike? Magmomotor. Yung naisip niya na, how about yung motor? Can I use that instead of a car? So, motorbikes they're usually for leisure, for hobbies. You don't see their motorbikes like the motorbikes that we have commonly here in the Philippines, yung mga Mio, for instance, yung mga ganon, or kung ano mang Honda or whatever. Doon, ang mga motorbikes, usually, yung mga Harley Davidson type, because they're for hobbies. And, again, they're for hobbies. When it gets cold during winter time, you can't drive in your motorbike anymore. That's why they're not used for, transportation. So, sir, so yun ka, pwede yung bike. Again, pag sobrang malamig na, mahirap. Kasi, even the kids there, usong-uso doon yung nagbabike ng mga bata. Pero if you're assigned in Florida, hindi naman nag-i-snow. So, it's not much of a problem. So, if that's what you're thinking, you can look for, if you already have your school, look for an apartment that's close by. But if you're assigned, sir, for instance, you're assigned in areas that are high crime rate, I don't suggest for you to find an apartment near the school. It's not safe. Ma'am LJ, no, it's not a red flag because for J1 visa, you are free to bring your family with you right away. So it's not going to be taken against you. So your J2 can go with you to the US or they can follow you. Either way is fine. It's really depends on your finances. If you are going to, have enough money to have them already with you, because if they're already with you, you will already pay for insurance for each of your J2. Ano pa? Syempre, as you have to look for an apartment that is good for all of you there. So, syempre, more rooms in the apartment, more expensive. Sir Bagtas. Okay. So, so for you, if you don't have kids, you should just lease a car, I think. So, sir, I don't know if you have seen my vlog already. I made a video about transportation options. I discussed there what is the advantage if you lease a car, when you buy used car, and when you just, opt for public transportation, and kind of like, comparison of the expenses. Kasi at least if you buy a car, if it's time for you to go home, you can sell your car, and that's money you can take home with you. But if it's a car that you lease, you don't know, you probably need to pay more because, what if you have been in an accident? So there's some, the car has been into collision incident, so you need to pay for whatever the cost is kung may nasira sa car. Whereas if you bought it, parang savings mo na din siya. So when it's time to go home, like I said, you can sell your car. Say for instance, you can sell it for $8,000. O di may $8,000 ka pa uwi ng Pinas. So sir, if you haven't seen my video about transportation, I suggest for you to watch it para you have, you know, more detailed information about transportation options. So you can ask API. I suggest that you email them respectfully, like, asking them how, what can you do in order to increase your chances of getting interviewed. Ma'am LJ, I'm not familiar with that. But I can ask my friends. Anong state po yan, ma'am? What does grade level? Yan. Ma'am LJ, anong state po siya? Kasi parang hindi ko naman naririnig sa Florida yan. Sir, it's not true. It's not true that, it's difficult to acquire driver's license. It's more difficult to acquire driver's license here in the Philippines. OCPS. So I can, what I will do, Ma'am LJ, is I'll get back to you. I'll ask my friends who are SPED teachers. Yes. Kasi I personally don't know what that means. And I don't want to give you wrong information. So, sir, it's easy to get a driver's license. So, of course, you have to pass the test. So, they have a computer-based test. But there are simulations online that you can do. Take the test, time yourself. And then if you fail, you can retake it. When you retake it, however, the cost of taking the test increases. But it's like $6. The next time you take it again, it will be like $8. I don't know how much it is now. And then you will have to, if you pass the computer-based test, you will also take the road test. So, ang kailangan mong practicein, di ba? Yung 3-point turn, yung parallel parking, yung 0 to 20 na acceleration, 20 to 0 na deceleration. Yun yung usually na tinatest. So, of course, before you take the road test, it's better for you to practice first. Para hindi sayang yung pagpunta mo dun for your license. Kasi sir, you will just need, you need, meron ka naman ng requirements. So I think the difficult part will be, just to prepare for the test, read the rules of the road. So, okay naman. Ako nga, napasa ko naman siya one take. Hindi na nga lang ako nag-road test kasi meron ng license yung hobby ko. So, parang isa lang naman yung car namin. Hindi na ako nagkuha ng driver's license. Nag-ano lang ako, kumuha lang ako ng state ID. OCPS. Ayan. Ma'am LJ, kasi dyan din ako galing. OCPS, Florida. Orange County. So, tatanungin ko yung mga friends ko kung anong ibig sabihin yan. Ba, ano yan? Rank? Ranking ba yan? Siguro dyan nakadepende sweldo mo. Kasi ang dami nilang sped doon, mga kasabay ko. Pero totoo naman yan for ano, every batch. Yung sped talaga ay madami. Yes, sir. Yeah, it's true because Americans, they would usually update their furniture. They would usually, especially around this time because it's tax season, so people are receiving their tax refund, which could be really really big amount of money. So they would update their furniture, even their TV, even if it's still working, they would put that in the dumpster, and when it's already outside of their house or apartment, it's for taking. You can take it. People would drive around looking for, those things outside of the house. So, pero wala naman akong nakilala pa na J1 teacher na nag-dumpster dive for food. Usually is, furnitures. Because for us, we only stay there for 5 years, so it is not practical to buy new furnitures when you can just take them from the dumpster. So what they do is I personally haven't done it, but I have friends, because I did not do it because my husband used to work at a resort there in Orlando, and when they would update their furnitures, they would give the old furnitures to the employees. So we didn't have to do dumpster dive, but it's a common thing to do in the US. Sometimes they would put out, bicycle, they're still usable, they just want new ones. TV is common, furniture, tables, dining table. So also if they are moving from one state to another, most of them would just give away their stuff instead of taking those things with them. They would just buy new. So sir, yan, tapos mag-vlog ka na na yung pag-dumpster dive. Oo, madami, totoo yan, kasi hindi kagaya sa Pilipinas, hanggat gumagana pa, gagamitin, sira na, ayusin pa, hindi na lang bumili ng bago, diba? Hi Ma'am Norris May. Oh, kasi tawag dito, 'di ba? I'm sure yung napapanood mo, hindi pa naman talaga siya sira. Kaya lang kasi doon, ina-update nila talaga yung mga tinda. So, kaya sa US, talagang high quality yung mga food. Pag sira, medyo tinatabi na nila. Tapos doon there are some designated like areas, or parang mukha siyang dumpster, pero hindi naman talaga siya dumpster. Doon nilalagay mga used clothes, used shoes, para sa mga homeless. Ayan, ikompetensyahin mo pa yung mga homeless, sir. Na-imagine na kita, sir, nagda-dumpster dive. At saka I don't know if you have heard of people doing couponing. Oh, marami doon akong friends na EPI na nagko-couponing. So, kaya binibenta nila yon kasi nakaibon talaga sila ng marami. Yes, Ma'am Norris May. I got my job offer in July 14? Oh, umalis ako ng papuntang US August. Pero hindi ako taga DepEd. So my clearance was, the processing of my clearance was easy. Yes, sir. Okay lang, ang dami-daming nag-vlog. Ako, I started my vlog during my last year there in the US. So, if you do couponing, so for instance, I know you have to be really organized when you're doing couponing. I had my assistant principal, she's, you know, one of those extreme couponers, right? So, ang dami na niya ng backstocks ng mga stuff. For instance, yung mga worth 1,000 dapat na groceries, babayaran mo na lang $8. Ganyan. Yung mga extreme yan. Magagaling talaga mag-couponing. So, kung matyaga ka at organized, okay talaga yan. Kasi may friend ako, yun, binapost na lagi sa Facebook. Ibinibenta niya yung bundles ng mga naipon niya sa pagkukupons. Mga mouthwash, toothpaste, toothbrush, shampoo, usually mga toiletries. Ma'am Norris, may couponing yung di ba yung mga usually ba, mga coupons sa mga promo, kunyari, buy one, take one, ganon, o kaya, buy two, take one free. So, yun yung couponing. So, pag inipon mo siya ng inipon, halimbawa, meron kang 5 coupon sa buy one, take one. So, ibig sabihin, yung 10 products na dadalhin mo sa counter, yung 5 doon, libre. So, yun yung mga naiipon nila. Oh. So, yun. Tiyaga lang kasi maraming nakakatawa doon kasi maraming ways. Tsaka malinis doon. Basta convenient ang life. So, I'm really excited for you. Hopefully, lahat kayo makapasa din. Makakuha kayo ng job offer. And hopefully your experience there will be nice because it really is different, you know, living there. That is why you can't blame Filipinos who would, you know, do everything to stay. So yeah, I'm manifesting all of you will go to the US and have great experience. Manifest. Hindi naman sir, sabi ko nga sa'yo, nagbebenta na nga, diba? Wala naman eh. It's not illegal to sell things. No, it's not. It's fine. Yung iba binibenta sa sa Facebook Market, ganyan. Okay, dahil Alaska yan. Malamig na doon ng fall. You have to have your sobrang lamig na kasi. So, kasi Alaska yan, parang almost all year round naman sila malamig. Siguro magdala ka lang ma'am ng pair ng pangginaw. Tas the rest doon mo na bilhin. Siyempre, kasi mas mura yan doon kaysa dito sa Philippines mo yan bibilihin. And it's really bulky when you put that in your luggage. So, makasurvive ka lang ng ilang days, 'di ba? So, and then you buy the rest there. So, ma'am, kahit kasi ang fall sa Alaska talaga, malamig na yan. Andun ka sa taas eh. So, tingnan natin. Fall in Alaska. So, kahit siguro mga So, hindi pa naman sila nag-snow pag fall pala sa Alaska. Pero malamig na siya. Mga 36 degrees. Malamig na yan. So, Ma'am, may nabibili na yung mga thermal clothing. Manipis siya kasi pang ilalim mo yun. Tapos para sa ibabaw, hindi masyadong bulky yung dating. May mga nabili akong ganyan. So, siguro ma'am, like I said, bili ka lang muna ng couple of pairs. Tapos the rest, doon mo na siya bilhin. Kasi mahal yan dito sa Philippines dahil hindi naman tayo usong winter or kung makakapunta ka sa mga ukay. Pero doon kasi they have a store that's called yung mga Goodwill store, mga used din na mga goods na okay pa rin naman. Pwede nga doon ka na bibili. Kasi bulky talaga yan sa sa iyong luggage. Yes, sir. It's a common practice among Filipinos there. May mga outlet stores sa US. Parang yun yung mga diba outlet stores ang usong-uso diba binibenta ngayon mga Victoria's Secret, ganyan. Or yung mga shoes. Kasi may store doon, mga outlet stores, malalaki talaga ang laki ng difference ng price talaga kung bibilin mo sa US. For instance, yung mga Nike shoes, mura doon, di ba? Dito magkano yun? In comparison to your salary. So, doon, at least for instance, ang sweldo mo every other week, di ba? Sweldo mo every other week, mga nasa say, 2,000. O, sabihin na natin na yung shoes mo, mga $100. O, sabihin, sige, $200. Gusto mo ganun kamahal. $200 out of your 2,000, maliit siya, diba? So, tapos doon yung mga gadgets doon, napansin ko, usually $200, less expensive compared dito. Mas mahal dito yung prices ng mga phone, ng mga laptop, ng around $200. Ma'am Divine, in Florida, it gets cold. It can be as low as 2 degrees Celsius, but it doesn't snow. So, but it could frost. Things could frost. For instance, in the morning when it's really really cold, you will see the windshield of your car, frosted, but it doesn't snow. So it's a good weather in Florida. That's why Florida is a retirement state. So lots of old but rich people go to Florida for retirement because of the weather. So para sa ating mga Pinoy, maganda yung Florida, hindi masyadong malaking adjustment sa weather. And also, it's dry in Florida, so you don't get sweaty. Sa summer doon, sobrang init. Mainit na mainit, pero hindi ka magsusweat. Because it's dry. Unlike here in the Philippines, the humidity is really high. That's what, after taking a bath, you're already sweating. Yes, pero much colder. Hi, Sam. No. Do you want to say hi? Come on, Sam. Do you want to say hi? Corn chips? Gising na ang aking anak. Hinihingi na ng corn chips. Sir Bagtas, meron dong store na ang tawag Ross. Doon ka makakabili ng mga branded na items, shoes, bags, clothes. Hindi sila class A. They are authentic of those brands. Kaya lang sila, kumbaga hindi sila yung current season na style. So, kaya mura sila. For instance, binili nila yun sa mga malls. Tapos binibenta nila. So, kasi iba sinasabi mga fake yung nasa Ross. Hindi naman. Authentic sila ng mga branded na mga mas mura kasi nga hindi sila yung current na style. 'Di ba? Kumbaga out of season na. Alam mo na yung mga Americans gusto nila kung trendy.
It's mine.
This is my Sam. Sammy, do you want to say hi to people?
Okay.
Come on, say hi.
Hi, people. Hi, people. What up? That's great. Welcome.
Welcome. Hi, people. I'm Sam. Wow, congratulations, Ma'am Divine. Yay! Yay, excited na siya. Ma'am Divine, you're going to Florida? Wow, congrats po. So, kayo ma'am, dadating kayo doon mga late summer. So, hindi mo kailangan magdala ng mga panglamig. Huwag ka, parang hoodie. Kasi, ang malamig naman doon, yung classroom. Kasi yung mga classrooms doon, medyo, may heater, syempre, may AC. Doon nga pala sa US, yung mga AC, kahit sa apartment, centralized. So, kami yung mga Filipinos, kahit sa loob ng bahay, naka-hoodie. Kasi hindi tayo sanay na malamig. As eventually, you'll get used to it. And then, maarte ka na din. Look, Sam, somebody says hello. Can you say hi back?
Hello.
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 Good job. So, ayun. Ma'am, huwag ka na magdala ng mga, alam mo, may pang winter na may fur pa dito. Madami kang mabibili doon. Doon ka na lang bumili. Kasi bulky yan sa gamit sa mo luggage. Excited na si Ma'am Divine, in fairness. Ang favorite ko na season sa US, yung tinatawag na fall or autumn. Officially, nag-i-start yun ng September. September 21, ganyan. Kasi ang ganda ng paligid. Alam mo yung nagkukulay-kulay yung mga leaves ng puno. Tapos, mabango kasi uso na yung mga tao nagbe-bake nung mga pumpkin pie. Punta kayo sa mga pumpkin patches, very American yung event na yan. Yung malalaking pumpkins. Ayan. Yun ang na-miss ko when I came back to the Philippines. Like, fall na. Hindi ko na ma-experience yung fall season kasi ang maganda sa fall, ang ganda ng weather. Tapos, ang bango ng paligid. Ang ganda ng paligid. Oh, it will come, sir. Don't worry. Keep on, praying. And also, you can ask API. They're okay with it. Kasi, gusto nila yun yung mga tao na kayang mag-advocate for themselves. O yung snow naman, masaya lang siya sa umpisa, pero ako personally ayoko ng nag-i-snow. Pero it's a good experience. My first time to experience snow was in Maryland. I was with my friends and my husband. We were there. So, masaya. Pero yung nandun ka, tapos nag-i-snow lagi, medyo nakakalungkot din. Oh, someone is crying. Okay, so for your daughter, pwede siya sa Walmart, sa Publix, yung mga ganun. Kasi if you're a student, you cannot be hired full-time. So, they have this rule there that students cannot be hired full-time. Pero your husband, if he's not choosy, he can work in, hotels. Pwede rin siya mag-work sa school mo. Yung husband ko, he worked there as an electrician. He worked there in maintenance as well. So, basta hindi choosy, marami naman magiging work. So, for J2, kailangan muna maka-acquire nung Employment Authorization Document or EAD. So, pagdating nyo doon, pwede nyo na siyang asikasuhin. It will take around 3 months to process. So, you will spend around, it's close to $500 kasi may fee yung pag-apply nun. Tapos, gagawa din ng letter na explaining parang bakit ka magre-request ng EAD. So, kailangan ang reason doon, hindi pwede yung kasi gusto kong i-support yung ano ko, J1. So, ilagay lang usually doon for my personal growth and so I can be productive. But, basta ganun, hindi pwedeng, pang support. Kasi hindi dapat nagtatrabaho yung, kailangan yung J1 yung main source. Pero, once nagkaroon ng EAD yung J2, they can work whatever work they want. So, if your J2 is also a teacher, then your J2 can work as a teacher also as long as they qualify when they apply, thus they pass the interview. So, dalawa na kayong teachers. Ikaw yung J1, siya yung J2. Pareho kayo na sweldo. Ayan, welding. Malaking sweldo yan. Yung mga ganong trabaho, welding. Yung mga skilled na work. So, he can work in yung mga shops. Malalaki sweldo niyan kung welder. Kaya nga, naisip ko, kung yung mga J2, may mga ganyang skill, malaki siyang bagay. Kasi, halimbawa, for instance, yung husband ko nag-work electrician, hindi siya full-fledged electrician ano lang siya, ang tawag pa nga doon, apprentice lang. So, $16 per hour na yun. So, kapag welder, mas malaki siya. Alam ko, mas malaki yung sweldo niyan. So, kaya when you get there, pasok-kasuhin nyo kaagad yung EAD nyo. Yes, ma'am. Once the J2 reaches the age of 21, they have to exit the US. They have to leave. Kahit na, kasi your J2, yung J1, di ba, hanggang 5 years pwede. So, pag magto-21 na siya, kailangan na niya mag-exit. So, ayun, kagaya ngayon doon, February na, malamig-lamig pa. Pero nag-umpisa ng tumigil ang snow. Pero minsan nung depende kung nasang part ka ng US eh. Kasi nga, like I said, when the first time I experienced snow was in Maryland. And that was in around, March. Paano na, spring na. Pero, nag-i-snow pa rin. Kasi Maryland nasa bandang north. Sir, hopefully, after 2 years, makabalik agad, no problem. Sana smoothly I could go back. That's the plan. I feel like if I stay super long here in the Philippines, when I come back to the US, it will be again, huge adjustment. Gusto ko makabalik sa US na fresh pa sa akin. Tapos, kaya ko pa, bata-bata pa, pag matanda na ako masyado bumalik, then baka hindi ko na kayanin, ganon. So, that's why I'm now teaching again here in the Philippines. So, at least, magiging eligible na ako, diba? So, by June this year is my first year anniversary being back in the Philippines. So, I still need 1 more year para ma-complete ko yung 2 years. And then, I can start applying. So, I feel like I can start applying by next school year. So, by that time, tingnan ko. Kasi EPI usually would email their former teachers. Kasi may record naman sila. Parang invite kanila back to, the US. Yes, sir. Pwede namang EPI ulit. Pwedeng ibang visa sponsor or pwede din namang H1B na, depende. Ako personally, I don't mind going back on J1 visa and then be required to come back again for 2 years. I don't mind that. Okay din naman na may break. And also for me, it's good for my son. My relatives were able to meet him. EPI, definitely no. Kasi J1 visa sponsors lang naman sila. So, what I mean is, you can go back on J1 or H1B visa. Obviously, if it's H1B visa, it's going to be a different sponsor altogether. Oh, okay. So, Ma'am Norris, may parang you're not going to send your child anymore to school? Sabagay, graduate na kasi siya dito, tama ba? Oh. Sabi doon, sir, pag yung EB, no? Mga ano yan sila, mga higher degree, ba? May PhD ka, ganyan. So, syempre, pwede din yung teacher. I don't know how much is the process, pero, yun. Ang maganda dyan kasi sa EB na visa, diretso green card yan eh. So, it's an employment-based green card. Hi, Sir Chari. So, Ma'am Norris May, so meaning, I'm guessing that you're not going to send your daughter to school there anymore, like in senior high, right? Ang maganda lang kasi if your child is enrolled in senior high there, for instance, while in school, she can go to a community college for free. So, parang kumbaga, habang nag-high school, nagko-community college na to earn her associate degree. But if, getting a diploma in the US is not important, hindi naman na siya kailangan mag-aral pagdating niya doon. So, she can work. Oh, no. Oh, hang on. I need to verify that, because, yeah, she's 18. I think she can just work kasi doon naman ang hindi siya makaka-work full-time kung high school student pa. So, kung 18 na siya, meaning nakagraduate na, I think okay na yon. So, 3 na kayong mag-work. Yeah, you can still take her there. She can just work. Since she's no longer a student, yeah, she could definitely work like any J2 visa holders. Oh, tama. So I had a student there. She's the daughter of another EPI, but from Colombia. So she's my student in physics class, and she's studying at community college there. It's for free because you're in high school also, and then she's also working, and she said she's already earned, saved lots of money. So yeah, because depending, for instance, in Florida, if you are hired in, for instance, in Universal Studios, I think they give like $14 an hour there. So, that's a lot. So your daughter can save money. That's funny. Yes, sir. Pag may nakita kong paan na nakalitaw doon na nagda-dive, sir! Inunahan mo ko sa dumpster. Community college, ma'am. If you are a high school student in a public school, free ka na mag-aral sa community college. Pero yung mga regular na universities doon, mahal. Mahal siya. Kaya nga, what the locals are doing is, while in high school, nagko-community college na sila para ma-earn na nila yung associate degree. 2 years yun eh. Tapos, after nun, tsaka na sila mag-enroll sa regular na university. So, ibig sabihin, yung diploma nila doon sa university na yun, hindi doon sa community college. So, yun yung ginagawa nila para makatipid. Good luck, sir. Galingan mo yung pagluluto. Wala na, ma'am. Kasi, yun nga, kailangan nasa public school ka doon para mag-qualify ka. It doesn't matter kung hindi ka American. So, free lang naman yun kapag nasa high school pa yung student. Yan. So, do you guys have more questions? EPIL sa baba yan. Meron bang questions sa bago? Nagdadating SSN. Yung social security number, mabilis lang yung dumating. Pero, nga. So, it says here within 2 weeks. So, 2 weeks lang after mo ma-apply, dadating na yung SSN. Okay, so ma'am, social security number card, it takes 2 weeks to arrive in the mail. So, ganun lang, abang-abangan mo lang yun doon. Any more questions? So, thank you guys for joining me today. I thought no one would come. Because this was short notice. Because of the short notice holiday announcement. I'm so happy that you're able to join me. Hopefully I was able to answer all of the questions posted here. So yeah, I am manifesting everyone will be going to the US and that you'll have great experience there. So good luck po. Those who still have not, received their JOs or have not been scheduled for principal interview, it'll come. Don't worry, it's only February. Again, as an example, I got my job offer in July. Yes, Chadi, the type of visa has nothing to do with the salary grade. Salary is really dependent only on your credentials, your educational attainment, your relevant teaching experience, also the state where you are at. So, bawat state, iba-iba din ang kanilang pasweldo. For J2, if you're coming with just one J2, so they're not asking for like extra, show money, but you have to prepare for your J2's airfare, which can be $1,000 depending on, how close you have booked the flight to the time you're leaving. So the earlier you were able to book, then it's cheaper. For instance, my husband, but that's a long time ago. Prices now have, really changed a lot. So, pero yun po, you have to prepare for your J2's airfare because the visa sponsor is not going to cover that. So I have a video already about those expenses that you have to prepare for. Meron akong video about how much money do you need for your first month in the US. Meron na po akong video sa YouTube channel ko. So ang sample ko po doon ay may kasama kang kasama mo yung asawa mo at isang anak. So if you have less, J2s, of course, bababaan mo ng konti. So, meron na po akong video dun just to give you an idea. Para alam mo rin, isama ko na ba o hindi muna. Parang ganon. Hindi naman kailangan separate po. Actually, sa bank ng J1 palagi. Kasi sa'yo talaga nakadepende yun. Yung bank statement na hinihingi. Chances are na mag-fail ka sa visa mo, maliit lang naman yun. Kasi unless, sa tingin ko, if you have the job offer, the DS 2019, at nag-fail ka, probably you gave information that are not true. Kasi they would conduct like a CA bago ka pa man dumating doon sa interview sa visa embassy, meron na silang idea kung false yung mga ano mo doon, data or information. Otherwise, there's no reason why they would not approve your visa. Yes, yes, Shadi. In case you did not have, get your visa approved the first time, but there will be like, you will be given 90 days. You cannot apply right away. So 3 months ka ulit pwede bago maka-apply. What do you mean, Shadi? Okay, so if you're kung J2 na yung wife mo, a teacher siya, pwede naman na siya mag-work as teacher doon under J2. Or kung gusto mong J1 siya, then dapat J1 na kayo pumunta together. Kasi there's no point na J2 ka na doon, magpapatransfer ka sa J1. Parang useless po yun. It's a waste of effort. So, if your wife is coming with you on J2 visa and then she's a teacher, she can apply as a teacher there too. So, dalawa na kayong teachers. No. Usually, pag okay na yung J1, na lang, for formality na lang yung J2. For instance, my husband, tinanong lang sa kanya, hindi mo ba mamimiss yung trabaho mo? Ganun lang. Kasi, yung J1 talaga, that's the important visa. And as long as you're able to prove that your J2 is really your husband or your wife, or your child, through the documents that you turned in, like marriage certificate and birth certificate, then it's fine. There's no reason for, unless, the J2 has a criminal background. That could be a problem, obviously. Yes, always tell the truth. Having relatives in the U.S. is not going to be a hindrance. They are independent. They don't have anything to do with your J2 or J1 visa. I have, friends whose parents are in the U.S. So, housemate namin din yung parents niya. Hindi, so, yun lagi ang principle. Whenever you are applying for visa, always tell the truth. Because they will find out. And like I said, having relatives in the U.S. is independent of your J1, J2 visa application. Yes, so that's a good plan. So you can take her as J2, and then when you're already there, get her the EAD right away. It'll take 3 months. But obviously, because by that time, schools may have already filled in positions, but there are still some schools who are unable to fill all the positions, so she can apply there too. So, kasi marami nang ganun. I have friends who's, their wives also a teacher, so nag-teach na lang din. So, dalawa na silang teacher, pero J2 yung wife.
Because it's a milk.
Yes, separate account for J1, if you're both J1. So, considered kayong independent applicants. Alright, guys. I have to go now because my son, can you say bye here? Come back. Can you say bye? Bye, people.
Bye.
Can you give them, blow a kiss? Can you blow a kiss for them? Uh-oh. Can you sing for them? Okay, Sammy, Sammy.
Yes, Papa.
Eating sugar.
No, Papa.
Telling lies.
No, Papa.
Open your mouth. Sige po. Thank you for joining me today. Good luck po sa inyo. Again, I manifest everyone will get the chance to go to the US and really enjoy your time there and have great experience. Bye-bye po. Thank you for joining me. Say bye-bye.
Because it's a milk.
Bye-bye po. Thank you.